KILLA podcast. KILLAofficial.com.
THTC, the UK's leading ethical streetwear label. Organically grown and ethically built garments from hemp, organic cotton and other sustainable materials. 2019 is their 20th anniversary year. Join me with THTC as a KILLA podcast sponsor celebrating music, social activism, hemp and street culture. THTC, eco-fashion redefined since 1999.
KELA Sweet 16 streaming across all music platforms now. Featuring 16s from Tina Kamau, Orifice Volgatron, Foreign Beggars, Marga, Bob Villain, Illerman, and Trigger. The sounds of KELA Sweet 16s streaming now.
AG Dentistry. In my line of work, not only does what I do with the mouth get reviewed, it's also my instrument. And it's beyond important to me that my teeth get the professional service they deserve. The AG family provide expert dentistry, whether it's NHS or cosmetic. They're the finest in London. Head over to agdentistry.co.uk for more information on treatments and prices. AG Dentistry. Beatbox created.
KILLA.
And we're here to talk about world music and street culture.
KILLA podcast.
KILLA podcast, Lemzi's inside.
Yo. So I told you that I'm not any fella, it is Lemzi, yeah, and you know it's KILLA. We could smash with these people that really think they're better, but we could do it in the freezing cold or sunny weather, like, yeah, we did a podcast, yeah, you know it's so hard, all these people thinking that we have not got bars, but I will show you that we got everything like hot tar, something that is sticky, it is icky in the city, we are intent to rise, know that we are guys who show that there is no demise, when we're on the mic, you know we do it right, and yeah, know we got the vibe, every time that we recite something that is off the mind. Yeah, it's really off the mental when I don't need no pencil. I could just get a notepad and show you that I don't slack. Show you that it's something that is hard when I'm with the bars. Told you before that we talked anyway. Big L Nas and of course Kano gets and even Dizzy. I already told you that we're the best up in the city. It gets gritty. Wanna make the flow seem so pretty. Better know that if you do it, then it's gonna get iffy, right?
Yes,
Check 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Live and direct. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the KILLA podcast. Central London, Central London needs to be. You've got to fly around here as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Doing my Swede.
I'm going to ignore it, man. I get it with water, it's a good thing. Like.
Yeah, hit them with the Ladies and gentlemen, inside the ride, my G, Lemzi inside.
Yeah, we're in the place, man. We're in the place. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, my G.
Man.
How are you?
I'm good, you know. It's freezing outside. Literally on the train, I saw someone, I thought he was crying. And then as soon as he like lifted his head, I was like, shit, he was actually just super cold. So I was like, yo, bro, you alright? And he's like, yeah.
Oh,
it's
bless
just
you.
because he said he was bricklayer. Or no, he was on the roof. He works on roofs.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was like, mate, 8 till 3 p.m. or something out on the roof. It's freezing. I thought, I was complaining just walking to the station. So I can imagine how you're feeling, man.
Suffering for his art.
Mate, it's mad. It's mad.
And I thought I was that bad. I'm a bit hungover.
That's nothing, man.
Like,
That's
it
nothing.
made me feel like really like, that ain't
that's what I'm saying,
nothing.
innit? Yeah, when you think about that, and you just think about manual you just think about stuff that you don't want to do, innit? Yeah. Like being hungover is more usually the results of our own actions, innit?
Foolishness. Our own foolish. Hey, you know what? This is a regular conversation we have here on the panel. Is like how lucky we are as creatives.
Of course. We get to wake up at a time where we're like, yeah, I can work with this.
Yeah.
And go to bed at a time where it's not determined or dictated by another entity necessarily.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're blessed.
Do you think like because it certainly is the case with me. It's like the fact that there is the freedom of when you do things that actually tightens your discipline up more, and it makes you want to strategize your day from the jump. You know,
I find that for me personally, yeah, because I need to use my calendar now. Like if I don't know where I'm meant to be at 3 p.m. or 8 p.m. or wherever I'm doing in the day, I start thinking, I'm wasting time, and I got to fill up my time with something else. Like you always have to fill up your time with stuff. But I mean, conversely, I think it's all down to perspective as well. There's other people who they need a timetable given to them. So that way they know, all right, cool, this block of the day is for that, and the rest of the day I will just chill, eat, gym, whatever else I'm doing kind of thing. So yeah, it all works for
everyone works differently, I guess. Yeah.
It's good to have it broken down so that when you are, because like the phone is the biggest tool of distraction on the planet, isn't it?
Telling you, man. I'm telling you.
For the first time in ages, right? I had a clear perspective of what the hell I'm doing, and like I went into the insights, and there was me yelling at the missus, going, "Look, you're always on your phone, blah, blah, blah." But,
Yeah.
But just winding her up a little bit, and then I see my insights and how long I've actually been on the phone a day. I'm like, what? Have you ever done that?
Do you know what? I was told to, but my excuse in my head is that I need my phone. I tell myself I need it, so wherever I see it's because I need it. That's why it's happened, isn't it? So yeah, I've avoided that, but I know my numbers will be a bit mad.
Don't do it to yourself. Although there is an argument though that because I'm sure your family are the same. That this whole phenomenon of just being completely on your phone and not, even in social or family company, people don't realise that you could be earning that next G. You could be earning that next job just by,
Yeah, like nowadays, especially with us as creators, I feel like a lot of it comes down to just using your time as you see fit.
Yeah.
And that's the blessing side of having a phone. Your phone is, like as I said, my phone's a calendar, my phone's my notes, my phone is all my contacts, my phone is me contacting people from wherever in the world if necessary kind of thing. And obviously different people operate at different times. So if there is someone, this doesn't happen to me often, but let's just say, for example, there's someone in America or South America or somewhere with 8 hours difference in time. Yeah, I might have to use my phone at a certain unconventional hour, you know what I mean? So, yeah, as I said, it all just comes down to like, what is the best thing for you as a person?
Yeah. Yeah. Would you say you're a well self-managed artist? Some people definitely need management.
Yeah.
Some people definitely need A&R of that particular song. Things like that. Are you kind of an all-rounder? You like don't need an all?
Do you know what? I think I'm very much an all-rounder. And that's not to make myself sound sick or anything, but it's just that to date, I've done pretty much everything solo. Like I have a collective of other artists that I work with called Exclusive. I also have, my girlfriend who helps me a lot, and my sister who helped me a lot with stuff like the aesthetics or trying to contact people. So stuff like, for instance, I had a headline show on Friday just gone.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that. And even with what I was wearing, the fact we had merchandise, some of the people that were there in the audience, that was based on those people they're not in the music industry. They're just people who want to see me succeed kind of thing. So I'm kind of blessed to have that around.
Yeah, man.
But creatively, it's all me. I've not had anyone who's a manager or a senior person in my life who said, no, this is how you should rap this way, or this is how you should, or listen to these beats. And that everything's been self-discovery. And I'm very happy with how I've done so far, but I do know that I need to collaborate with something, whether it's a manager, some form of a label, something that will get me to a next phase. Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of this guy called Seth Godin. You heard of him?
No, I haven't.
Mate, especially you lot out front as well, because like Seth Godin, he's like a genius marketing guy, a strategist. I've been checking his stuff out, man. Never been more inspired.
Yeah.
And he was saying that nowadays in a climate to be able to, like back in the day, it used to be like, well, this is a fucking dog and it's a basic dog, but basic dogs for basic people, we're going to do 1 million of them, fire them out, shoot the shit, and that became the business model. Now, when you think of marketing, that's what you're thinking. You're thinking people that are almost like wolves that you're just like,
that are just they just elaborate and exaggerate the truth kind of thing and to try and get you to buy stuff.
Good con men sort of thing. But his theory is nowadays, with the way that the internet has suddenly changed perceptions of like who your audience is, a lot of them are your competitors now. Everyone's a competitor, so therefore the marketing gets smaller because it's a trade over a table. It's a conversation that you can have on a comment. So his theory on marketing is like, if you can condense your audience to the small few, but they're the most hardcore, dedicated few, like you're like the guys in your audience, then all of a sudden that's sustainability. And more bespoke rather than the usual dog.
And that's very important, man, because even there's certain artists who I look at and I'm like, I get inspired by how they do things, even more so than their music. So someone like American Logic, for instance, someone like J. Cole when he was coming up, someone like Chance the Rapper and Joey and Joe Badass. And these people I look at, I'm like, the way you lot have done it, I get it. Like, I get it. You've really been able to not compromise your music or your sound whilst also infiltrating this whole internet kind of system that we have now. Because there's other people like 6ix9ine and Little Pumps they smashed the internet. They know how to use the internet better than anyone.
Yeah.
But it comes with the sacrifice of their art, to me anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I feel like it is just about get that. You can directly reach people now.
Yeah.
Someone you don't know. Like most people are too scared to say something to someone in person. Now you have your phone where you can just at someone and be like, hey, check this out. I think you might like it, kind of thing. So yeah, it's mad. It's mad the power that we actually have now, just because of technology.
It's a time of communication as well.
Yeah.
Like the fact that these podcasts are even popping off the way they do.
Bro, yeah. It's mad, isn't it?
It's mad, huh?
It's mad.
I saw this interview with Pharrell, and he was like, he's a real good meter actually of like artistry that is able to transcend and not only like be the icon and the brand character, but he can be an artist and do the podcast at the same time.
Yeah.
That's a new artist, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Because I think it's very important as well, though, for artists to be able to display the fact that they can do more than just sing or rap or produce or whatever it is. I think because we're human beings, you know, and this is essentially, it is our job. But you, like when someone says, who are you? You don't say, I'm a rapper, because that's not you as a complete person.
Yeah.
Same way, like, yeah, if you're a policeman or a teacher, that's what you do, but it's not who you are, kind of thing. And I feel like doing stuff like a podcast in particular allows artists or creatives or people that are revered in a certain way to be able to speak on maybe stuff that they don't usually get to, articulate themselves in ways that people probably aren't used to. And yeah, if you can do it well, then it's sick.
Yeah, it's the
sick.
one.
Yeah.
And also, like you were saying about your job roles and all the things, to define yourself as just a rapper, it's so per se,
Eliminating
isn't it?
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think also like to be able to do all the things that you can achieve to be.
Yeah.
That makes your whole job role indispensable.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Because like a podcast audience might be completely different to your music audience. You know? So the same way you tap into this small circle or whatever circle that's your music people, you can tap into here, which is your podcast one, tap into here, which is your fashion one, tap into here, which is your marketing and resources one, whatever it is that you want to do. Like, I think now we've been given the gift of more time and more convenience because of technology that we have. It means everything's a little bit more convenient, which means people can, if they want to, do a little bit more than they probably could before, which, you know, it's good and bad. Like, it might be very, very scary or intimidating for certain people, or it's like just a great opportunity for others.
You say you want to kind of branch out and make that new connection. I would agree with you. Your music, it feels really, it feels so together. It feels so whole. It's like the analogy of 10,000 hours springs to mind. You know what I mean? It's like it's well refined, and maybe you're right. There comes a time in your career, in terms of your trajectory, where you know, okay, I need a social media team, or I need a PR person then, or I need a manager now. It does. Only you would know that, though.
That's the thing. Like, other people might push you in a certain way, say, hey, why don't you do X, Y, Z? I've had plenty of those conversations before, but I know in myself where I'm at, and I know when my music is ready for certain There was times I wasn't sure, of course, but I think hindsight's a great thing as well, which allowed me to realize that, okay, cool. Another person who I looked at in recent years is Rams. Do you know the guy who that tune, I think my ting from barking.
Oh, yeah, man, of course, yeah.
The reason I looked at him is because I thought, I think he was only like 20 or something. So 2018 is when he was really popping. And I thought, they're really like pushing you to be this commodity right now. Rather than an artist who they're going to nurture and grow, like they're pushing you because you've had a really good thing that's happened recently. And on reflection, 20-year-old me, I wouldn't have been able to handle the stuff that he was given, like performing in Wembley in front of like 80,000 people, going on all these tours and whatever. I'm thinking 20-year-old me would have absolutely no clue what's going on.
Lost.
Yeah, completely lost. So now I feel I'm in a position where if someone said to me, I want you to perform in front of thousands of people, I'd be like, cool, I'm ready. I know how to perform with my band. I know how to perform with the backing tracks. If someone said to me, okay, we want to organise a tour, I'd be like, cool. I know where roughly I would like to go if we're talking like UK or somewhere like America, for instance, or which kind of artists I would prefer to support.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's more long-term sustainability behind it than just a one-off, oh, that's great kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of these things are, the 10,000 hours is quite interesting. You said that because I never really looked at it like that, but I do feel that at this point, I've demonstrated that I've definitely worked to be where I'm at kind of thing. Like anything that happens, I'll be surprised if someone says I don't deserve something, you know?
Deserves, yeah, that's an interesting take, because when you say what you deserve, that sometimes to me sends an ideal, and it sends some sort of like ending. What I deserve, I want what I deserve, but at the same time, it's like you feel you've worked to a point, and there is a deserve stage, isn't there?
Yeah. So the way I look at things as well was very much like there's steps, and there's not really an end goal. So maybe deserves isn't the right word, but maybe just like seeing the results or a culmination of the results of the hours that have been put into it. So you know what music's like. Most people don't see anything that goes into it at all. They might hear a song that you put on Spotify, YouTube now, and they'll be like, cool, that's 3 minutes of my life. And really it's like, no, that's taken a long time to actually put this together, a lot of money to actually make it recorded, all this kind of stuff.
They just don't.
Yeah, so that's what I mean, like the results of all of that hopefully demonstrating itself in a way where it's like, if there is any wins, it's like no one could say, where did that come from? It's more like, okay, people won't say they've seen where the work is, but they'll understand that there's been a lot of work. And that's what I mean by, okay, there's small wins where someone should be able to see that I deserve small wins.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. The lyricism that's going on your tunes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that does not go fucking miss with me. I'm like, hang on a minute. Because it's for those of you who just are in a cupboard somewhere, like Lemzi is a bad man lyricist, okay? And it just surprises me how you and me haven't kind of...
Yeah, it's kind of mad, isn't it? Like, just met on the circuit somewhere, innit? Like,
yeah, it's crazy. Because, like, you got the whole band thing going on.
Yeah, man, yeah. We got it all going on. Like, do you know what it is? I try and... Is that right? No, not even that I try. Let's just say, in my art, I really tried to push myself. Yeah. And to me, that means like, because I actually came from like a grime background more than anything. Like that's what I was doing when I was younger, like late teenagers, so like 18, 19 kind of thing. Yeah. And then it evolved more. So I've done running around radio sets. I've done sharpening my sword in grime sets with just making sure my bars are kind of neat and I can spray them properly. And that evolved into me listening to artists with a little bit more, I suppose a little bit more depth and a difference in style. So that went from hip hop to neo soul to R&B and all these other little things that go around it. And yeah, that just resulted in me thinking, I love live music. I love the saxophone in particular.
Oh my God, I love the
sax. That's my favorite instrument. So I thought my music it needs that, you know? Yeah, so all of these things that have been happening are dreams. And there was something I wrote because I work in schools, and something I write like a quote of the week and whatever. So the one I had this week was, I think it was, dreams are goals without action. Everything starts with a thought. You have to turn that thought into reality with action, something like that, basically. But like how everything comes from our mind, essentially, like the fact that we have a microphone, this dog mat rug thing, everything is a thought first, and then someone has decided to do something to make it happen. Like that's how I see all of the work that I've done so far. Like music, everything starts in here in terms of your lyrics, your bars. Because people always say to me, "Oh, I can't freestyle." I'm thinking, as soon as you write stuff down, you're freestyling first.
You're ad-libbing the way through across the page, and you're doing it.
Exactly. It's just that you're writing it down, but no one's told you what to write yet. Yeah. You're just creating it right there and then, kind of thing, or whenever you do.
Something out of nothing, G. Something out of fucking nothing.
Yeah.
That's still, it's one of the biggest wonders of the world, I think.
Yeah.
When you're a script writer or you're a producer or you're whatever you're doing, it's to start with nothing, and then all of a sudden, I mean, I'm sure you've been in a situation as most successful artists have, where you could wake up one morning and you get on a statement, you've earned blah 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 numbers, and you've just woken up, and it was something you did like 6 months ago that you were thinking nothing of, but you put it out. It's crazy.
Yeah. Do you know what? I haven't had that moment yet.
It's going to happen, Jake.
I'm hoping, innit? I'm hoping I'll wake up and like, send this to the wrong email address or something. Wrong bank account. Like.
One too many times has it saved my ass. I swear to God.
I need that way. Yeah.
But it's PRS, it's all that business, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's essential.
Yeah.